Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Andrew the Moo, and here we are with another episode of VeggieTales. And I'm going to let Alfred...
Regular lunch should be found deep inside the space station, Master Lady. Please proceed with caution. I suspect the bad apple has set up her most dangerous traps everywhere.
Thanks, Alfred. I'll be safe. But I hope the baker is too.
He's probably dead right now. Probably dead right now. So, in order to go through this area, you gotta jump up here, smack that guy in the face. And I do this stuff kind of blind, but I'm having to do this post-commentary-ish because of the fact that the audio for this messed up, and I didn't really feel like playing through this stuff again. Because, I mean, there are a couple of things I really want to talk about as far as, like, Larry Boy, my impressions, just in these few episodes, as I make a mistake and do the wrong thing. Yeah, and again, I do the wrong thing, and again, I actually got it right this time. There are a few issues about Larry Boy I want to discuss over the next few videos. The first one I want to discuss is the controls. The controls of this game are I won't say they're floaty, because, ow, these are not, like, Drake of the 99 Dragons bad. And yes, I know Cosmoronic is still in my case to finish Drake of the 99 Dragons. I just don't want to. The game's, like, bad. It's, like, the bad and the... It's really, really bad. I don't want to play it, and you can't make me. I won't be finishing it up. I won't be doing it next, but I'll probably be starting on it soon. Cosmoronic, leave me alone. Anyway. I want to talk about the controls to this. Like, for instance, I actually had a recording of this earlier, which I'll probably show, where I had almost no health, but my character went flying, he bounced off the wall and died, and I'm like, so you insert this mechanic into a children's game, make it where the children can die, and then okay, time out. Why? If it's a game mechanic that can kill you, like, hey, we'll rocket launch you across the room and then you die, I think that's a mistake. That's not good as far as the mechanics of this game are concerned. And I just realized where I was, it kind of works in a circle. Because if you went up the other way, you can't go around it. I never realized this. I'm like, I guess I go this way? Maybe? And somehow we barely made it. That's the other thing when you're flying. Like, I understand how, like, flight and things of that nature are kind of weird for a game like this. But you would hope you could at least walk straight. Or fly straight. You barely tap something and he moves, but he moves just enough to mess you up. That's a bottomless pit right there, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know that. Decided I'm going to head back this way because I don't quite trust the bottomless pit there, and I look around, and what do I see? Watch, I'm going to go back this way. It's the starting point, you idiot. You have no idea. But there's also the fact that he hops around. It's kind of weird the way he moves as far as that's concerned. Yeah, you were just there, dude. At the very beginning of the stage. You didn't realize that. Like, his hopping animation, like, he moves so slow. And yes, that is a breaking point for me. That absolutely kills, to me, some of the momentum of the game, because he's just like, bounce, 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 bounce. Granted, I don't like games where my character is moving slow as molasses. And you notice there are some spider webs over there, and there's water right there. So that gives you a...
You'll have to cut the power to this barrier, Master Lady. It's the only way to bypass it. The adjacent doorways are blocked by webs. You'll need to get by them to inspect the rooms.
These webs won't stop Larry Boy.
So in case you didn't realize what you needed to do, Alfred is there to let you know. Which, when you're playing a kid's game, I think that's a needed thing, and I can appreciate that. As an adult, I saw the webs, and I'm like, oh, I'm stupid. And then Alfred comes up, hey, Larry, way to be stupid. So, I mean, they do get that right, in my opinion. See, things like this, to me, are very helpful as far as a kid's game is concerned. Because kids, a lot of times, you know, especially the smaller children, aren't going to know this. So I will say that's one thing they definitely got right. But at the same time, I will say that there are certain things about this game that I think they got wrong. Like, for a kid's game, the controls need to be so much better than this. And that's just my personal opinion. I think the controls really need to be a whole lot better than they actually are. Because children will get frustrated, they'll get angry, and they'll scream at their mommy, "Mommy, why don't you love me?" It's like, "Sweetheart, I do love you, but why did you buy me the VeggieTales game with the bad controls?" And I know a lot of times kids don't pay attention to bad controls, but I did as a child. I hated games with bad controls. It's just, I guess I'm just being kind of picky-ish right now. And then these guys, I hate these guys. The fact that they can just, like, drain your energy quickly, especially as they're dying. But, I mean, the controls to this game, to me, are not good. And I can see that, to an extent, being more frustrating for a small child. I, as an adult, don't have quite as many problems with things like this like I used to. But, I don't know, I just... Yeah, I need to swing. Ah, there's Alfred again. And he's letting us know about another power core. So, again, you know, that's helpful to children. And you want to break these boxes over here. And then, one more time, power it up. And there's one right there. And you notice that is going up as well. So you got 2 power cores that you're going to need to reach out and grab. And by reach out and grab, you're going to hop over there to them. Hopefully you can't blame me for thinking that maybe, just maybe, you needed to do it the way that I did it just then. That's just kind of the way that it is. And then, whoa, the power goes down to the blue shields. So we've got the blue shields down, we've got the yellow shields down, and the yellow and blue make green shields, mean we've knocked down the shields, ladies and gentlemen. We have accomplished that first wonderful task. I couldn't get the word task out just then. I don't know why, but things just happen all of a sudden. And we get a cutscene.
Have you been to Jupiter yet? Oddly enough, I've been to every one of its moons. But not the planet itself. You're not missing much. How can you say that? I have no arms, no legs, no body? Look! The bad apple was right! It's Larry Boy!
Complaint number 2 of this game is coming right up, ladies and gentlemen. Although it seemed like the bad guys used the same voice actor, because it sounded like the same voices. Complaint number 2 is coming up about this video game, and it's coming right here. Hopping along, and then the camera decides it's going to do its thing to me. Camera's like, "Oh, so are you sure you're wanting to run in this direction?" And then, thankfully, that one guy gets caught. But the camera's going to be the bane of my existence against this fella right here, because I'm like, camera. By the way, the way this works is like, different of those fans are going to take turn sucking. You just walk over here, you grab the, you lure the little purple guy over to it, and I kind of fixed the camera, but still, that's just... Yeah, and I have realized, like, maybe I can move faster if I do this. Have no clue if I actually move faster, but I just went ahead and, like, took the camera and swished it around real quick. But still, that is, as far as I can tell, one of the more aggravating things you can do to me in a video game. Is something like that. You know, it's just... The camera just going, you sure you want to face in this direction? I'm fairly certain you wanted to face in that direction. That's just not good. Why do you do this to your, you know... Why do you do this to the players?
This is quite a large climb you'll have to make, Master Lenny. Please be careful.
My super suction plunger ears will get me up there in no time.
Again, as I said, I'm grateful of the fact that, you know, as a children's game, they do realize that sometimes children need guidance, and so they do that. They do just that. They guide the children in the direction that they need. But, like, so we've got the controls to this game. The camera is kind of wonky at times. What else could Moo complain about in this game? And he's only like 10 minutes into this, and he's already somewhat complaining. Well, I mean, as far as, like, in and out of itself, I don't have a huge problem with this game. I would dare say, as far as the games that I played on a bad gaming night, this is actually not one of the worst. It's not that bad at all. In fact, I can pull up. I've got a file that keeps track of all my gaming needs, and so I can pop up the file real quick, and we can take a look at. Because again, this is kind of post-commentary stuff because of the way everything's going on. All you got to do is just now this area you got to be careful of because these guys are coming up, and it's like, hey, we're creating a pathway for you. You got to be kind of quick, which I learned a little late. Because this is death number 1 due to bottomless pit. And I love how Larry just goes, whee, on his way down. Larry, boy, you're dying. This is great. Worst impression of Larry ever. But yeah, this is one of the least offensive games that I played so far. Now, so far I've only played like 5 games for Taking Out the Trash Tuesday, Fright Light being the best. VeggieTales I have tied with Black Rose, which are 3 of 5. 123 Slaughter Me Street is 2 of 5, and Temper Tantrum is a straight 0, although I think anything made by Digital Homicide is going to be straight 0.
You're going to have to glide across the entire space
You hit...
while avoiding the obstacles in your way. Good luck.
Yeah, you hit one of those meteors and you're dead. And I would dare say this is one of those areas where they didn't really explain things well, in my opinion. It's like, you need... I understand you need 2 blue and 2 yellow.
By the looks of it, the door will only open with the correct color combination.
So, they didn't quite explain everything well, although it took me a moment to realize what was up. Although, for some reason, I'm just... Yeah, I saw the control panel there. I'm like, I'm going to look at the control panel first. Because that just seems to me like one of those things I would need to do. And then I decided to go ahead and water the seed because watering seeds is great. And then just in case I needed it, there's a water thing right there. And unless you waste your water, you shouldn't need it. So you go here and it swaps to yellow. What I didn't realize is at first is that if you hold it for a few seconds, it'll swap from yellow to blue. I don't know if there are any other colors after that, but I mean, it's just one of those things that took me a few moments to realize, because I'm like, alright, I got my 2 yellow, now I need to get blue, so maybe this is blue? No. Don't know if those can hurt you. I never did try for some reason. I'm going to get some water here in a few minutes, and then I realized, oh, right, blue. So, I just, like, I don't even know if you have to have them, like, across from each other like that. I just thought to do across from each other because I didn't know any better, but you may just be able to do them side by side. So, then you walk over to the control panel here, interact and go. Yeah, this is not the worst game that I have played for Taking Out the Trash Tuesdays. Because I've got a couple of games in store that I plan on playing. Some of them PC, some of them like... I've got like one on the Genesis that I'm actually hankering to do a recording of sometime in the very near future. Very so much looking forward to recording it. I don't know how it's going to work out. Ah, we got the autosave feature on, and we're going to take a moment and bask in our glory. As we continue moving forward, because we have no choice but to move in a certain direction. There's health there if you need it. I don't think I needed it, but again, bottomless pit here. This is the level of the bottomless pits, and so children, let me give you a warning. You got to be good at platforming here in this level, because I died once already due to poor platforming. I'm probably going to die at least a time or 2 more.
Getting through this area is going to require the use of several abilities, Master Larry. Use them wisely.
I won't be tempted or outsmarted by the bad apple.
Yeah, about that. So, like, this level, this area is is actually very easy, and I wish I had gone back and to look at that little area right there. It looked kind of like a little garden type place, but I kept going. I kept going because I didn't know what was what, and I figured I would be coming back to that room later. That's honestly what happened. So you start out by watering this little guy right here, jump up on top of that, and then jump up on top of this, and realize that that's the area I was just at. Alright, as Larry Boy, you come over here and you do the electricity. And you just keep holding it, because if you let go... Now, I will say, I think it's kind of cute the way he just bounces up and down while he's doing that. I think it's kind of funny. You just bounce, 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 bounce. Yep. So, gonna have to do a little bit of that. I mean, again, I just think the way he bounces and just his little eyes and the way his teeth kind of show up there, I'm like, that's kind of adorable. So there is some cool things that they did. But yeah, you gotta be quick to turn that off because it's gonna continue moving. And take you to the platform right there. Watch your steps so you don't fall, and then go right here. Oop, don't want to fall. And again, that's why I say about his movements, because like I just pressed forward, and of course he wasn't even standing on it straight anyway. He jumped completely over that button. Thankfully, you don't exactly have to be 100% perfectly on the button for it to work, but that would have been very annoying if they required that. So I mean, you know, this is just stuff that you've basic mechanics that you've seen in this game already. And you just wait right there for that to pop up, wait for it to turn green, and then shoot it forward. And you turn that off. Easy, easy stuff. Says the guy that, you know, died on this level a lot. Yes, that's me. I love this cutscene.